Look closely at the people you trust. A boss, a partner, a friend. Someone in your life right now is likely pulling invisible strings, quietly steering your choices to serve their own ends. This behavior runs on a specific psychological operating system known as the dark triad. It is a combination of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Where these three traits overlap, you find a calculated capacity for manipulation. Psychologists have long recognized a predatory side to human nature. As the physician and psychotherapist Alfred Adler observed, all human failures in life spring from a lack of genuine interest in others. Some individuals simply view the people around them as resources to be extracted. Think about your own interactions. Have you ever agreed to a favor and immediately felt a cold sense of regret without being able to explain exactly why? Drop a yes or no in the comments. That regret is your brain detecting a trap. Dark psychology is not magic. It is the systematic weaponization of our natural human instincts for connection, empathy, and trust. The trap begins with phase 1, gaining trust. This often starts with love bombing, a period of overwhelming affection and validation designed to create a rapid emotional dependency, tying your self-worth to their approval. This is frequently paired with cold reading. By deploying vague, universally applicable statements about your character, a manipulator makes you feel profoundly understood. It mimics a deep psychic connection, bypassing the slow work of building real trust. Once rapport is established, they utilize the illusion of choice. They present you with two options that both lead to their desired outcome. You comply because you feel the autonomy of having made the decision yourself. Real quick, write the name of the city you're watching from down in the comments. I like seeing where this information is reaching. By this point, you feel special and in control. Your psychological defenses drop, giving the manipulator a clear path to advance to a more destructive phase. Phase 2 is about breaking your reality. It often begins with the weaponization of silence. When a manipulator deliberately withdraws communication ignorance, they play dumb to clear requests and basic boundaries. Instead of addressing their behavior, you find yourself managing their confusion, exhausting your energy trying to explain simple concepts. That exhaustion leads to gaslighting. By flatly denying events that absolutely happened, the manipulator erodes your confidence in your own perception. Eventually, your own memory is discarded and deferred to their version of events. To prevent you from regaining your footing, they utilize word salad. During a confrontation, they drown the argument in irrelevant tangents and circular logic. The goal is to force a concession through sheer mental fatigue. If you have ever felt entirely insane during an argument, type crazy in the comments. Or if you've been subjected to the silent treatment, type silence. Dismantling your trust in your own mind leaves a psychological vacuum. The manipulator steps in to fill that empty space with a reality that serves only them. In phase 3, the trap closes. This is often achieved through intermittent reinforcement. Notice how the flat baseline drops into prolonged negative valleys, punctuated by unpredictable spikes of warmth, conditioning your brain to endure cruelty while chasing the next high. If you push back, they deploy DARVO, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. You raise a valid concern, and within seconds, they position themselves as the wounded party. You end up apologizing for confronting them in the first place. This isolation is reinforced by triangulation. By subtly dropping an ex's name or introducing a third party into the dynamic, the manipulator manufactures a sense of competition. You are forced into an unwinnable race for their approval. They then apply cognitive overload to prevent you from thinking clearly. By bombarding your exhausted mind with a barrage of conflicting information and demands, your critical thinking shuts down, and your ability to say no degrades. The final stage is learned helplessness. You are punished for taking action and punished for doing nothing. After enough cycles of these no-win situations, your brain draws a rational conclusion. Effort doesn't matter. You simply stop trying to escape. If you know someone who constantly flips the script and refuses to take accountability, type never in the comments below. These combined tactics strip away the last layers of autonomy. The person who was once independent is now a compliant asset, locked in a cycle they no longer believe they can break. The first step toward defense is awareness. These mechanisms rely on staying invisible. Once you can name the tactic while it's happening, you begin the process of neutralizing its influence over your decisions. Practice strategic withdrawal. If you feel someone is artificially rushing you or applying pressure, physically step away. Decisions made under manufactured urgency are almost always decisions that benefit the manipulator. This illustrates the gray rock method. When faced with intellectual bullying or guilt trips, provide zero emotional reaction. By becoming as uninteresting as a gray rock, you stop providing the emotional payday the manipulator is seeking. Finally, learn to set hard boundaries. Manipulators rely on your desire to be polite to keep you engaged. Practice stating a firm boundary without over-explaining it, and allow yourself to walk away from the interaction entirely. If you are ready to reclaim your mental autonomy today, type the word power down in the comments. Recognizing these 12 patterns changes the dynamic of an interaction. It allows you to move from a state of reactive confusion to a position where you can observe the strategy as it unfolds. Share this video to help others spot these same patterns. Subscribe and hit the bell to keep building your psychological resilience. And click the video on screen now to see the 25 specific tricks manipulators use every day. I'll see you there.